Hello, hello. Is this thing on? Microphone check. 1, 2. Can you guys hear me okay? Can I get a hell yeah? Or crickets? What's up, Taco Fall Cheeks? Metal Mama Michelle. I was kind of messing with my mic, so I want to make sure everything sounds good. You say hell yeah? All right. Let's get going. What is up to everybody just walking in? Jerry, Beth, Leslie, and Pam. What's up, guys? So, these live streams are kind of a whatever kind of live stream. You don't have to call in if you want to. If there's a case you want to pull up on the screen, if there's a case that you've been following that you would like to talk about briefly, feel free. There's a link right there in the chat. I pinned it, should be right at the top. But other than that, if not, the cases that I want to go over, and at any point, if you would like to call in and comment on these cases, you're welcome to do that as well. So the three that I would like to talk about, of course, the Delphi murders, Abby and Libby, the new, I don't know if it's breaking news anymore, but the Long Island serial killer, and the recent resolution to the cold case, Gretchen Harrington, and the capture of David Zanstra. There's not a whole lot on him. I heard this Zanstra guy actually had a YouTube channel. I had a link and I lost it. What's up, Colette? I'm doing well. Good to see you. Frederica, hello. Not sure if you guys have had a chance to take a look at this case here. And also, I heard that they recently opened up another cold case in an area that he lived at. A young child, I guess, was on her way to school, or it was kind of like a similar situation with Harrington. This guy was a pastor, knew his victim's father. Father was also a pastor at the local church. Yeah, this is a very disturbing case here. The reason why this one is scary because you have this guy kind of hiding in plain sight. These are the cases that get you torn and dragged back into the whole conspiracy arena. You know, it's those never in a million years would I ever think it was that guy. You know what I mean? So you have that case, and this was Gretchen. She was a fighter all the way to the end as well, just like Abby and Libby. And then you have this guy. And wasn't there some breaking news on him as well? Rex Heuermann, the Long Island serial killer. Been hearing the word conspiracy thrown around. Colette says, just started a week of chemotherapy. Wow. Well, I wish you all the strength. We'll be thinking about you, Colette. Yeah, that's a rough road. But you got it. Yeah, exactly, Beth. And all of the cases like around from the 70s and the 80s, all of the parents are like, yeah, we just let our kids roam free. That's how I grew up, when I was a young kid. Got on my bike and I was gone. As long as I was back before the street lights were on, everything was okay. Frederica Goodenow says he goes to court tomorrow. Which one? This guy here, Rex? Sleuth can't get my new Google account. I don't know what that means. We? Hey, Turquoise. Oh, he, as in him on the screen. True crime and other stuff. What's up? Yeah, you hang in there. Yeah. I don't even think you can drink the water anymore. Now they tell you not to drink the water. We used to drink from the sprinklers too. Like we'd be riding our bikes and the sprinkler would pop up. We just jump off the bike and start drinking from it. Now I guess you're going to get E. coli or some shit. Times they are changing. Yeah, so those are the three we can talk about. That one's breaking. Um, My channel spent a lot of time with the Delphi case, so we have a lot of knowledge on that. And the Harrington case is just extremely interesting, just considering the facts around it. But some other cases that I have also set aside was John Benet Ramsey. That's an interesting case. Just a bunch of past stories that we covered briefly. I don't know. What do you guys want to talk about? Miss Thang, what's up? Eating breakfast. Oh, you live close by, huh? What is that, like Lafayette? That's either Lafayette. No, Lafayette's not 55 miles. It's not that far, is it? Maybe Peru? I don't know, Pam. Pam's asking, when do we expect Alan's case to release more info? I don't know. I check it every day. You know, I'm just waiting patiently. That, you know. Trying to wait patiently. Doing the whole goose fraba and the woosah stuff. Miss Thang says, I'd love to dive into Lauren Spierer more. Let me see. I think I have a little bit of information. Maybe we can start there. Oh, it looks like I just have one video here saved. Let's take a look.
We have been following for years now. 5 years after a 20-year-old college student from Westchester County vanished, there is new hope in solving her case.
And tonight, ABC takes a deep dive into the Lauren
What's up, Copper? Good to see you.
Spierer cold case. It's a 2020 special called Looking for Lauren.
Today, the missing person posters are all but gone around the Bloomington campus, and the name Lauren Spierer is a thing of the past to many.
So when I say the name Lauren Spierer, it doesn't really ring a bell.
But quietly, behind the scenes, the case is very much alive.
We're getting close. I think we're going to solve this.
Former FBI agent Garrett and a team of private detectives hired by Lauren's parents have now turned up new
What's up, Melissa? Good to see you.
witnesses, leads, and theories.
Well, ABC's Brian Ross is here now. And Brian, you've been following this case and investigating this case for a better part of a year. You have learned so much information about Lauren and her disappearance.
Absolutely, sorting out leads that range from biker gangs to ex-cons with a record of attacking women, right down to some fellow students who, some of whom have not cooperated at all.
Yeah, I
with
think we
Lauren's
talked
parents.
briefly
They're
about
very
that.
upset about that, and an indication of some troubling things in her own past involving, as many college students get involved with, drugs and drinking that may have helped lead to her demise. It turns out she had a very serious heart ailment. So mix that with alcohol and drugs and nights of partying, and there's a belief that perhaps her fellow students. Some of them may have seen
Good to
her
see
die
you, Willow.
and
Good
then
to see you,
panicked
Wanda.
and disposed of her
What
body.
is up?
Along with that, what about
GP?
some of the men who came under suspicion by police and her family in Westchester?
The men she was with that
Yeah.
night, the young men, became persons of interest.
Mm-hmm.
The police have not brought any charges against any of them. One of them was a new friend she had just met. He's the one who spent the most time with her that night. He claims he has a memory loss because he got in a fight with other students and has not been able to say anything he says. He now works in New York. We tracked him down. He wouldn't talk to us. He won't talk to the family. He won't talk to the family's private investigators. So there are many questions for him about what he knew. We've also found another student who has since gone to prison after a drug rampage. And he has
Damn.
told people in the prison that he knows who did it, what they did with the body.
It sounds like this investigation is so close to solving it. It has got to be so painful and so difficult for Lauren's family, who has really learned a lot about their daughter.
Absolutely.
And has had to also deal with these 5 years that have gone by.
5 years, but they continue to push hard. Charlene and Rob Spierer up in Scarsdale, they're pushing hard. They're hoping tonight this may be the case, this may be the opportunity to break the case. Brad Garrett says he thinks he's one interview away from solving this case.
So close. And her parents deserve
One
closure
interview.
They
to
do.
this, and they deserve to know what has happened to their daughter.
Very hard 5 years for them, but they hope.
Yeah, that's a tough case. Is there anything new on that? Miss Thang says the guys with Lauren that night have never spoken publicly. They know what happened. Yeah, they have to. They got to know something. Let's go through some random stuff here. Oh, there's the Chris Watts video. We watched that one, huh? We got the Missy Beavers security footage. Yeah, that's a long time. Yeah, it was kind of sad. They went on to the college campus and they asked anybody if the name was familiar. They're like, "Nah, I never heard that name." The hell is this?
Saying someone told him to kill. Do you have any remorse?
Not when you're doing it for God.
Where are you going now, heaven or hell?
I'm going to heaven.
Stanley Mossberg will stand before a judge tomorrow. Deputies caught him very early this morning after they say he killed 2 people inside a Winter Haven home. Mossberg is also suspected of killing someone earlier this month in Tennessee. ABC Action News reporter Michael Paluska was live on the scene just last night.
Tonight he's at the sheriff's office where Mossberg said he is a prophet, not a serial killer. Michael?
Oh, yeah?
Jameis and Wendy, you know, an extremely bizarre exchange happened out here. For about a minute and a half, we were able to question
Try figuring out a signature from this guy.
Mossberg. He didn't deny he killed anyone. In fact, he offered us a motive, saying that he had to kill people to build an army for God.
You have anything to say, Stanley?
Y'all will see God, and there's going to be a angels and demons fight from God.
Angels and demons fight
from God? What does that mean?
What the?
There's a war.
What war?
Everybody will see.
Stanley Mossberg says he killed 3 innocent people because he is a prophet. 1 man in Tennessee,
Nah, he's
2
out of
others
his mind.
inside this Winter Haven home.
I'm doing what God tells me to do.
Mossberg made these comments
Oh, he
hours
got
after
hit on
Polk
the
County
head.
deputies nearly knocked down a home in Winter Haven to arrest him. Sheriff Grady Judd says Mossberg fired at
Grady.
deputies throughout the night. Just around the corner, forensic teams were documenting the inside of a horrific crime scene. 2 innocent people tied up, then stabbed to death. The homeowner walked in on this murder spree. He was held hostage overnight, then escaped.
He seemed to be in decent spirits for what he went through, you know.
Around 6 p.m. Monday, Bob Strauss
Survived.
says his next-door neighbor, Thomas Cole, banged on his door.
I wonder how
for
he made
help.
it through.
He was frantic. We didn't believe what he was telling us right off.
Strauss and other neighbors now helping watch Cole's home, his animals, and trying to clean up. The terrors that happened inside this home, unimaginable. Can you just tell our viewers about the reality of what this man is coming home to?
I can't even imagine it. I don't know if I'd be able to go in.
At last check, that lone
Heard of
survivor
John
was
Douglas?
still
Yeah,
at the
I like John
hospital.
Douglas.
Strauss asking the community to rally behind his neighbor.
I have a few pieces on John Douglas. Whenever I think I have 2 separate videos. They're both relating to Delphi. It's him basically commenting as far as the profile, what he thinks investigators should be doing. Let me see if they're handy. No, I must not have titled them properly. Hey, what's up, Frank?
Motion detected in the front yard.
Good to see you, Digital. I wonder if I still have those videos. If I did, they'd be right here. Dang, there's a lot of stuff in here. Robert Ives on stepping down. There's all kinds of videos in here. Oh, here it is. No, I labeled it right with
Profile
that.
of John Douglas. John, thanks for coming in this morning. That superintendent seems determined, thinks he's close. What do you make of his strategy?
The strategy is good. He should have done the strategy a long time ago. This case really could have been a solvable case really quick. I learned over the years at Quantico and since retirement to work in these cases, you should be releasing information relative to pre-offense behavior, post-offense behavior regarding the crime. The tape itself, it's not an order he's giving them. It almost sounds like if it would, like a school teacher would say, guys, down the hill, or a coach, like someone who
Very familiar.
Very familiar.
Or a
And
father.
that's the other thing, familiarity with the.
See, that was a pretty good call by John. Listen to what he said.
It sounds like if it would, like a school teacher would say, guys, down the hill, or a coach, like someone.
And Richard Allen, he had a daughter, you know. And you just use that word a lot, you know, guys. Hey, guys, let's go, guys.
Very familiar.
Very familiar. And that's the other thing, familiarity with the area. When criminals perpetrate a crime, there is a thing that we call the comfort zone, where they don't just perpetrate a crime, particularly like this one here, in an area where they've never been before. So this person has.
Miss Thang's asking, any further talks with cold case detective Tim? No, but I was going through my phone yesterday and I seen that I had a missed call from him. So I'll give him a buzz sometime. Just got a really busy week right now, but I'm going to make time to give him a call.
Been there and feels extremely comfortable. It was the victims were low risk victims until they decided to go out that morning in that isolated area. They increased their risk level on the part of the offender. His risk level was pretty high because it was daylight. This was a park, it's public, and there was a really strong chance someone could have come upon him.
What kind of profile would you be building based on the information that you have, and what additional information
Oh, this
would
is a
you
great
need to make
question.
it more accurate?
Well, what you need is the
She's basically like, what, who is this? What do you see? What kind of killer are we dealing with?
autopsy protocol, the autopsy photographs, the method and manner of death. You do the victimology, which is important in this case. Like as I said, they're very, very low risk types.
Victimology.
Types of victims. So you have this information, and for an age group, I usually start off at about mid 20s to late 20s. I've seen that the Bureau came out with a range. It's way too long, from 18 years of age to 40 years of age as potential suspect. I start in mid 20s, and I'll either tack on years or eliminate years based upon either the sophistication of the crime or the lack of sophistication, of the crime.
Let's hope we stay close on this one. John Douglas, thanks very much. Profile of John Douglas. John, thanks.
Hey, welcome to the members only, Cynthia. Welcome. Glad to have you. We'll see you in the members meeting Wednesday. Super secret private club, guys. Got all that stuff in this folder. See if we can find another gem. He mistreated. Why is he going to prison? Blah, blah, blah. It's not to keep other people away from him. Yeah, that's a big part of it. But it's also to keep him from hurting himself. We listen to these people who have worked in these prisons, and they talk about people using fingernails, hiding staples, trying to cut their throats with a staple. They'll find any way. And apparently the judge is like, we can't keep him safe in anywhere else. He's fine. Anything else is just, I really don't know what to call it. Like fake outrage, I guess, or false outrage, misunderstood outrage. I'm not sure the bridge guy. We know that by his charges and the information in the probable cause affidavit. He's the guy that said, hey, get down the hill. And when they went down there, they ended up getting murdered. That's what he's charged with. That he's that guy. That's what they know for sure. Is he also the other guy? Maybe, huh? We know he's talking. He's snitching. Good to see you, TTM. Bird Blue 24, Heather Marie. What's going on, guys? Digital says Judge Gold is accountable for making decisions based on the laws and the evidence presented to her, and Richard Allen's defense wasn't able to prove mistreatment. It's their job to run it all the way the opposite side, right? They got to drag everything far left. Prosecution got to drag everything far right. And it's the judge's job to pull everything in the middle. It's bring everything back to reality. But I do find it funny that amongst all the Keegan Kline rumors, remember there was talk of a fire pit? Everybody was like, oh, it's TK's fire pit. Well, maybe it was this fire pit. Yep, those Arizona jeans. Pretty much all he wore. Hey. Speechless, I guess. Yeah, one drop. Doesn't even have to be a drop. It could be what do they call it? Like a third party transfer? Like it could be like Mike Patty's hair. Like, how did he get there? Or a sibling, or, a house pet, or a fiber or something that's only found there or extremely rare. Anything that could be transferred from the girls to him somehow. Kind of like with Rex Heuermann and his wife's hair. What's going on, Grunge Truck? Good to see you. Don, what's good, Don? Good one, Ray. Good one. Wah, wah, wah. Here, I got something for you, Ray.
Yeah, well, that's just like your opinion, man. Your opinion, man.
How about that? That I don't know. Silver tabs. Oh yeah, the silver tabs were smooth. Man, I totally forgot about those. They were kind of baggy. Wow. The silver tabs. Bringing me back. Good one, Grunge. Do they still have the silver tabs? About to go grab me a pair. Simma. Wait, he's snitching? Yeah, you don't remember? He got on a call with his mother and his wife 5 to 6 times. Come on, man, let it out. That's too much for one man to hold inside. Just let it out. We all know you're a beep. Just let it out. You only care about yourself anyway. Why hold on to it? Richard Allen, that is. Cynthia says, it doesn't make sense to leave bodies lying around on your own property. So I don't think Ron Logan knew about the crime. I would be wrong. That I don't know of. Just like that you could say that about anybody that lives right there, right? There's a lot we don't know about this case. And what we do know, we still don't have we can't grasp it. We don't even understand. We don't know as much as we think we know. Let's just put it that way. You sure about that, Olivia? I'm pretty sure she's in on it. Her and Doug are the masterminds behind it all. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, here's I think this is from Open Secrets, Garrett Kurtz.
She told me that Sheena Cottrell and Nick Edwards had fucking videotapes and shit, and that she heard him talking about it. And then when
I don't believe a word that comes out of that dude's mouth. I wonder if he just picked like 2 people that he didn't like and just kind of try to throw them under the bus. Anthony France knows what's up. I have a case here involving Yoder. Here, let me see where I just saw it. Oh, okay, past stories. This is the other Yoder brother involving a fire that killed 2 young children. Clinton County, Indiana.
Dead after a fire sweeps through a Clinton County home. News 8's Garrett Burkest tells us about the desperate effort to save the children.
It'll be some time before authorities can piece together what caused Friday morning's fire, but one thing's for sure, the deaths of these 2 young girls will weigh on everyone for a long time.
The family called 911 around 2:15 in the morning. One of Sheriff Rich Kelly's deputies was nearby and arrived within minutes.
He met the father and mother, who were identified later as the father and mother of the child that they had in hand and the 2 children that were still in the house.
Kelly says Deputy Jared Yoder went inside the burning home
Jared Yoder, I think that's the direct brother of the other Yoder.
to try to find the remaining children.
He may have made it into the doorway of that bedroom, but was unable to locate due to the fire and smoke that he was facing, as well as the ceiling had already started to come apart and start falling down.
Yoder got out and turned the search over to firefighters. When they finally got the flames under control, they found the bodies of 2 girls, ages 12 and 5. Kelly says the discovery devastated everyone involved.
I mean, you see their shoulders shrug and, walking with their heads down a little bit. And so we utilize our chaplain team as well as Rossville Fire's chaplain as well during that time to help them and the family that is involved as well.
Kelly says the surviving family members are staying with relatives who live nearby. His office, the Rossville Fire Department, and the State Fire Marshal's office are all investigating.
Another tragic tale involving fire. A Yoder entering the home. Very similar to the Flora case. Oh, here's another Lauren Spierer video. I think there was some talk about a white truck or something. Oh, let's take a look here. It's like a press conference or something.
What seemed to be the only credible lead this far in the Lauren Spierer case.
And I'm pleading with you to be that person that defines yourself as the person that helped us.
Lauren Spierer's mother, Charlene, delivered an emotional plea to the press Monday after Bloomington Police Captain Joe Qualters dismissed what seemed to be their only credible lead thus far, a white truck appearing to circle the area around Lauren's supposed last known location.
Pretty sure this is
was
old
found
news,
to be
guys,
in no way connected to
but-
the 20-year-old IU student's disappearance.
We are satisfied with not only the information provided to our investigators, but also the video information that supports that vehicle being excluded.
Police had incorrectly believed the truck passed by twice, prompting the initial suspicion, but learned of a video surveillance timing discrepancy over the weekend that proved it had
Oh man, look at this image here. Imagine the pareidolia that was going on in the back of that truck.
in fact only passed by once. The driver was picking up a co-worker and reportedly did not see anything suspicious.
I think you know by now that the search is extended to large spaces of land outside the city of Bloomington. So it takes a significant effort of people and power to get out there and cover all that ground.
Sunday marked the first time the search expanded to an area outside Monroe County when police received a tip about a foul odor near Martinsville in Morgan County. The tip did not yield any leads. For WTIU News,
Yeah, that's all we have. And what they have released isn't a whole lot. Hopefully it's for good reason. Here's another one on Lauren.
We have been following for years now. 5 years
We
after.
already watched this one. Yeah, I don't know, guys. Time's winding down. We got about 20 minutes left. What should we look at? I know there was a couple of interesting cases that came to a conclusion recently. I don't know. Having a brain. Oh, okay. There it is. This is from People Magazine. Let's just look at this website here. Alicia Navarro. Yeah, this is from my neck of the woods.
And she smoked and she quit. And if you ask her why she quit, she'll say because she needs to be.
That must be an ad. People.com. Teen missing since 2019. Heard arguing, "I will go back" by neighbor days before reappearing at police station.
Was heard by a neighbor telling the man she was living with, quote, "I will go back." This before she reappeared at a Montana police station earlier this week. In an interview published Friday, Garrett Smith told the New York Post that he heard Alicia Navarro yelling at a man estimated to be in his 20s from inside their apartment complex in Havre, Montana. Smith says this was the day before she turned herself in. Authorities announced during a press conference on Wednesday that Navarro, who was 14 when she disappeared from her Glendale, Arizona home in September of 2019, had reported to a police station in Montana close to the Canadian border.
She is, by all accounts, safe. She is, by all accounts, healthy. And she is, by all accounts, happy. She, by all
What the hell
accounts,
happened?
went on her own free will. She is not in any kind of trouble. She's not facing any kind of charges. She is not being held anywhere. She is coming and going at her own free will, and she has been extremely cooperative with not only our folks, but our federal partners as well.
According to Fox 10 Phoenix, officials said that Navarro identified herself and asked for help getting off a missing juvenile list. The Post reported that this was in order to obtain a driver's license and start living a normal
That
life.
is so crazy.
Smith told the outlet that he had seen the teen and the identified man around quite often, but only spoke to Navarro for the first time just days before she appeared at the Montana police station. At the time, he said that she was looking for her uncle near a post office and recalled that she was asking for directions and looked scared. Per the Post, Smith said that Navarro and the man had been residents of their Havre apartment at least since he moved in last year, but it is unknown how long exactly they had been living there. According to the Glendale Police Department, Navarro's disappearance and reappearance
Crazy.
remain under investigation.
That's not a whole lot of information. Like, what happened? She was a young girl. Her mom went all over like the news pleading for her, talking about stories of being groomed on the Discord and convinced to leave. So what the hell? Why can't I find any information on that part of the story? Does anybody know? Gail, I don't know what's going on. I see you calling in, but your devices aren't, whatever it is that you have, nothing's connected. That's why I haven't added you on, because there's nothing there. I don't know if you're not connected properly, if you don't have a strong signal, or if you're in a bad location. But it says here that none of your device is not connected. So I don't know if you want to keep trying to come in and come back out, but we got about 15 minutes. All right, let's take a look at the rest of this article here. Shouting with an unidentified man estimated to be in his 20s. Sounds like a statutory case. With her uncle. She said she was walking with her uncle and got lost. Why is she with her uncle? Maybe that was a story she made up. Hmm. Cheek says, I don't think they have released anything, but I'm willing to bet she ran off with this guy. I wouldn't doubt if she was groomed. That's what I'm thinking. I remember when the case broke and never heard anything after. Yeah, I found out about this case looking into the red wine case. Do you guys remember that? Well, apparently he lived in Phoenix and he lived like a mile from her when she disappeared. And I was looking for missing children that were kind of around where he was living at the time, and her name popped up. Montana. It's pretty far. It's like the Elizabeth Smart case, you know? She was taken by some weird people. Hey, Outback, good to see you. Yeah, she left her mom a note like I still care about you. I want to leave. I'll be okay. I'll be back someday or something like that. If I can remember it correctly. Hey, Cold Truth, what's up? She's a missing person I have had in map for a while. Glad she's been found alive. Yeah, honestly, I thought the worst. I was like, man, they're not going to find her. She was groomed. She left on her own in the middle of the night. You know, somebody, a sophisticated predator got his hands on her. You know, I was fearing the worst. Just by putting the data together, you're always hopeful, but just like, you know, you get this kind of creep and he's all alone with somebody, it usually doesn't end up, you know, well. Yeah, so I can't find any updates. I'm so curious to understand like who lured her out. She didn't just leave and go get an apartment and a job and a career, you know. Somebody picked her up. Oh yeah, Cheeks. It's a horrible case. A disgusting man. Dang, that sounds hella risky. I ain't taking a stranger from LA to Texas. Hell no. Hell no. Unless he wants to strap himself up to the top. That's cool. Can ride in the back, player. I think the age does matter because I think it has a lot to do with the danger. I mean, of course, they're all in danger, but you think a person that, let's say, like a young person, I think they would be in more danger than an adult with the know-how, you know, to use a cell phone, how to run, maybe how to fight back, you know. But when you have a 12-year-old person, I believe they would be considered more at risk, more helpless, I guess. Not that it makes a difference, like, hey, I'm going to go care more, but I think there should be a little bit more urgency. I don't know. I just think the survival time is probably different statistically. Now, there's a case between red wine and the Delphi case. I think Anthony Greeno made a video about red wine proving that he was in town. So there was some talk about it. I made a little video about it. I took it down, though. Yeah, that one's really bad. The way he came up on and Dr. Phil, he came up on Dr. Phil, and Dr. Phil called him out. He's like, I know you. It's like, I know you're guilty, dude. I could just see it all over you. Failed the lie detector test, and he was all outraged. You got to watch out for these people that are all up waving their hands up in front of you and getting all emotional. It's all fake. Don't fall for that shit. Whenever you see that, it's an act. That's how they sell it, you know. It's that atheist preacher move. They want you to drink the Kool-Aid. Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh, Jessica, you don't want to. I think the reason he ended up killing his own son, and he disposed of his body like 7 miles away from his house, is because his son hated him. He didn't like him. He I think he found pictures of him like eating feces, dressing like a woman. This guy was doing like, and I think he was going to expose him. He was like, "Well, I found your photos. You know, you're not going to continue to treat me like shit, and I'm going to expose you." And I think that's why his father killed him. And he was a trucker who was all over the United States. So who knows what this guy, you know, if he has other victims. All right, guys, this is a 5-minute warning. If there's anything you want me to pull up on the screen, let me know. And Gail, sorry we couldn't get you connected. I don't, maybe try another device, or maybe try the PC instead of the phone, or maybe instead of the PC, try the phone. Not quite sure. But I saw you came in backstage, but your device wasn't connected. So remember, next time you can shut off your screen and control your name or whatever you want to do, but you have to connect to the StreamYard. I've heard of it. That sounds familiar. What about it? I don't think I have anything on Angie Barlow. One of those solvable cases, like the Jordan Sofer case at a Wabash. Let me take a look. Oh, yeah, I do have that. Okay, that's why I know. I covered that case. That was one of the earlier cases I covered. I might have that video. Man, that's a lot like the Delphi case. That one gives me the chills. How he walks up to her and like shows her a fake badge. Ooh, yeah, that one was really scary. All you parents out there, this would give you chills if you haven't already seen it. Yeah, this is really scary. Let me see if I can just find the security footage. We'll finish on that note. I have it somewhere on my channel, but Let me pull this over here. Okay, hopefully you guys can see this one. Cynthia, thank you for the super chat sponsoring today's live stream. Thank you, Sleuth, for all your hard work on these disturbing cases. I hope you don't have nightmares. No, sometimes I have to take a break. You know, go out and do some practice swings at the golf club, play some video games, you know, go annoy my wife for a little while. You know, I do have to take breaks. I'll get into some political stuff. I might go watch a show, you know, try to stay busy. But yeah, you definitely got to take breaks. Sometimes it's just too much. But yeah, a very interesting video. This was a video I tried to show to my subscribers to kind of give them an idea of what pretty much I thought what happened with Abby and Libby. This guy approaches this young girl and shows her a fake badge and says, you need to come with me. And they were able to get a good idea of what he looked like through this video. Look, see how he grabbed her? Here comes the badge or something. He pulled something out of his pocket. You need to come with me, basically. Yeah, they caught this guy. Like a nightmare. That's what that is right there. A real life nightmare. Keith showing some love. Just because. Thank you, sir. Cynthia, shout out to you. Shout out to Keith for supporting my channel. Yep. That is the Carly Brucia case. We covered it. I do have a live stream on it. I'm pretty sure you just have to type it in. Shouldn't have any trouble finding it. But that's going to do it, you guys. We always know we never know what to expect with these live streams here. And we just open it up. If you want to call, you can. You don't have to. You can always just kind of chat it up. But at any point during any of these like true crime call-in live streams, if there's anything you want to put up on the screen, you can literally call in and put it up yourself. You know, if you have something, an article, a video, anything you want to talk about, we can pull it up during these live streams and we can talk about it. Good to see you, Judy. All right, guys, that is my time for the day. If you need to reach me, sleuthintuition@gmail.com. Please hit the like button on the way out. I'm getting up pretty early tomorrow, so I might have time to sneak in just a quick little live stream. Maybe we'll chat about what's going on with Delphi, any updated news, you know, anything related to that. Consider becoming a member. Every Wednesday we get together. Well, we try to. So we do stay active. Replay crew, remember, leave a message. We'll get back to you. Take care, everybody.